Gene had no more strength to run. He could barely move his legs, even breathe. Yet before his inevitable doom, he planned to stretch his every remaining ounce of energy, even those raspy breaths of his, to their last. "Come back, cough, and die," coughed Gene and beckoned the Jaren warrior, his sword arm cutting a long piece of the alien dropship's wing. "Do you think we had only these starships at our disposal? I can call for a replacement any time." "Cough. The keyword is time." Something had startled his opponent, and he, after making a split-second decision, evacuated the premises by use of powerful integrated engines. His suit flew off in the distance, soon to be joined by many other alien craft. There was a change in the flow of battle, that was certain, but Gene's body felt limp, and his PA automatically locked itself in place. His fading eyesight caught movement and heard a scarred mercenary scream in his face. "We got you, boy. I am injecting you with nanos and a double dose of Medigal. Bite this." The medic pressed his specialist injector to Gene's worst wound, while hastily shoving a clean vac foam rag in his mouth. There was a lot of pain caused when regenerative meds worked, and also heat. A person of ill health could even die had they received too much Medigal. That, and the wondrous nanobots, could only heal what was there. They could not regrow severed limbs or lost organs. My sister!" screamed Gene and pointed at the alien dropship the second his savior removed the rag. At this moment, his vision was no longer blurry, and he witnessed another merc carrying Serena's limp body. There was no force in the universe capable of holding a brother from reaching his hurt sister, bar death himself. Gene ripped his safety belts and in a flash was holding Serena. Her tiny body bloodied, the child's empty eyes looked through him and her lips moved. "Whitening is Hute." Gene could barely believe what he was seeing. His beloved sister reached up, the robot toy's mangled head still clutched between her bloody stumps, and this time she screamed, "Boithieu, heal!" The hospital storage was absolutely jam-packed with stasis pods. Their brutalized occupants, nigh all of whom toddlers or young children, were in dire need of serious medical attention. A constant choir of angry moans, sobs, and the names of loved ones repeatedly spoken ensured that anyone who overstayed their presence here would never forget it for the rest of their natural lives. This was a hall full of sleeping anguish and waking rage. Gene sat next to Serena's stasis pod, looking at her twisted face and hollow eyes. "My little firefly," said he, and couldn't even recognize his own voice. "Don't worry about medical, son. The company will cover all costs for her regenerative surgery, limb cloning, and reattachment. However, there are some things which even our advanced medicine cannot fix. For that, you should talk to a representative of the Psi Corps. They are the only ones who can even attempt to help. Wish that terror away from this child's mind." The chief exec of White Mountain PMC stood next to Gene, one hand on the young man's shoulder. "I will do what I can to help my sister, Commander Horton. I can work for the company, become a mountaineer just like my father before me. With my mech, I will kill any monster the Psi Corps agents want me to, even that Jaren so-called god." The man he called Horton sighed and then nodded, swiping a PMC mecha pilot contract to the youngster's PDA. "For you, she is your beloved sister. To the Jaren, all we are is food, and she a delicacy." The old soldier looked Gene in the eye, and when this one signed the contract, stated, "Son, we are going after them, and heaven is coming with us." He walked a few steps, checked something on his command holo, adding, "Remember, your singular duty is to live for her. Vengeance, although necessary, comes after." Gene silently nodded and, once alone, gently patted his sister's stasis pod. "Brother will heal." He almost choked on his words. "Little firefly."